All right, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another YouTube video. In this one, I wanted to address a topic that I get hit with all the time from beginner entrepreneurs, people who are just getting into entrepreneurship. Maybe they've played with like drop shipping or like Amazon FBA or affiliate marketing or these like common, internet guru like business model types. And I wanted to hit, why it is that I believe starting an agency is the best thing you can do, but also really hit some topics in regards to whether you should or shouldn't start an agency. And before I get into this video, a couple free things that you can sort of digest to help you in your agency journey. So, starting an agency, quitting your job or whatever it is that you're coming from, or getting to that, six-figure level, or maybe even scaling your existing agency up. A lot of our students come to us with existing agencies and they scale up from there, but we have also helped tons of beginners, right? And so if you want, we have a free case study where I actually break down a lot of our top students and how they were able to succeed in the description. And that's probably the best place you can go. You could just look at people who have already succeeded and how they did it. It's TreyCockrum.com/case-study. That's linked in the description. As well, we've got an incredible free Facebook group, which you can join. And then you can also follow me on Instagram to get more updates on myself, my life, my personal life, my family, my girlfriend, stuff like that. How I managed this business at 20 years old and how it is that I've been able to build this so quickly. And that's a great place to do that. So let's get right into the video here, though. Let's get right to the meat of this. Should you even start an agency? How to know if you shouldn't start an agency? What to expect when you're starting an agency? So, I think a lot of people who search on YouTube like SMMA or whatever they might search, marketing or whatever, social media marketing or whatever. Their goal ultimately is to get clients. They want to have their own business where they make, like the average student just wants to make like, $4,000 to $6,000 a month, and then they're pretty much good. Like that's pretty much what most people want. They just want to serve some clients. And I want to address some of those belief systems that you come into this business with, and I want to set some expectations for you and help you know if you really even should start this business. And I will try my best not to be biased, and I won't be biased in this video towards getting you to start, because obviously we have educational programs and we make revenue off of helping people start. But my goal in this video is just to stay very objective with you and help you really make a good decision for yourself. So let's get into it. Should you start? So a lot of the people that I see starting an agency, they start it because they want something quick and fast and easy. And though you can get your first client like within a couple weeks and you can start making revenue fairly quickly, you got to come into this with the right mentality. This is ultimately a long-term thing. You're building something meaningful that serves people well, and that is like a legacy that you can put your name to long-term, right? So if you're not in it to do that, it's going to be a lot harder of a game for you, because there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of competitors in pretty much any industry. And business owners are more excited to work with the person that genuinely wants to see them succeed than they are excited to work with the person who takes their money and goes and runs with it, right? So, there's a lot of people doing this, and if you have the wrong intent, that will be shown. So you have to have a good intent and make sure that you're wanting to build something cool here. And though it will pay for your bills and give you a good lifestyle, I'm of the mentality that your first and foremost focus should be in what it does for your clients. And then you can enjoy the benefits later. So that's a huge thing. The next thing is, if you are good with people or you're bad with people, this is one of the determining factors. I believe wholeheartedly that if you're bad with people, you can work on that and get better at sales, better at managing clients and stuff like that. Personally, I was not only homeschooled, but I was a huge introvert when I was growing up, and so I still learned how to, manage, a bunch of clients at once, being on Zoom calls with strangers, selling them packages, and feeling comfortable in that process. But if you are like shy, first of all, I call you to work on that. Like it's a really bad trait to have if you're wanting to succeed in business. But not only that, not that being shy is a bad thing, but if you want to succeed in business, you got to learn how to talk to people, right? You have to be good with people. But that being said, that is one of the things you have to consider here. Running an agency it's not this like dream of, no communication, total systemization. Though you can get there, when you are a beginner, it's unlikely that that's going to be the case. My agency is that way. Right now, I probably have one meeting a week with each client, and it lasts 10-20 minutes, and we're good to go. Like there's not much I need to talk about once the system is set up. They're paying us a recurring monthly retainer. Clients will pay us $10,000-$20,000 up front, and I'll have like a meeting or two with them, and then just hand off the work. And that's really where you want to be. You want to be in that position. But when you're just starting and you're just learning, and there's a lot of like issues to handle and like fires to put out, and you're making sure that each client is having a good experience, it's unlikely that you're going to build an agency as systemized as mine is today, or as many of the other influencers or whoever else you're modeling, right? So you got to understand that, you got to be willing to work with people, be good to people, and you have to be able to be honest and hold your integrity in, in the face of like refunds and things like that, right? The next thing is, you got to understand that this business model is different than most business models in that it's very principle driven. So, most of the business models out there like drop shipping or Amazon FBA or like affiliate marketing or whatever, they're fine models. Like you can make a lot of money doing that. But what drives an agency is, just classic things that have driven businesses for forever. Things like marketing. Like every business needs marketing. Things like sales. Every business needs sales. You need to get good at sales. Things like, leadership and team building. That's very classic. These are all classic things that have helped businesses grow. So to me, this is one of the core business models that you can start because you just learn so much about so many industries and it gives you so much leverage. So, our worst students, for example, in our program still end up having a network of tons of business owners they could either work for or work with or partner with or whatever. They've got an incredible platform of leads. Even if they've said no, they've still built that relationship and they've still got that person in their network, and they've still gained an understanding of a new industry. And so I think, there's a lot of leverage there. The last thing is that it's not quite as clean cut. So like, a lot of businesses out there, like for example, I'm just going to use like drop shipping as an example. It's like go find a product, launch ads, make money on Shopify doing that, right? For those of you who are familiar with drop shipping, that makes a lot of sense. And it's very like dehumanized. It's very like systemized. It's not, running an agency isn't quite so clean. There's a lot of internal work you're going to have to do on yourself and on your ability to communicate. There's a lot of work you're going to have to do on, how comfortable you are asking large prices. I actually made a video on why it's easier to sell a $10,000 package than it is to sell a $1,000 one, and that's going to be a really important video for a lot of you guys to watch if you're just beginning this. I think I made a great case in conveying that. Another thing you have to understand is that when you're starting an agency, it is not like the model itself is a bulletproof model once you're on the other side of a few problems, like knowing who you're serving, having a good reputation, having a good sales process, and being able to get results for your clients. Once you have those things in place, honestly, you're bulletproof. Like there's very little that can take you out, but getting to that point can be a rigorous process, especially when you're doing it alone or especially when you're just doing it, on the side. Like in my opinion, the only people I've seen do really, really well here are people who go all in with it and get help, go all in, and make sure they're doing it right. Because for the most part, those who are just wanting to make like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month on the side extra as like a side hustle, for the most part, you won't last because the people who make the most money are always those who are most dedicated to the industry that you're serving. And because they're the most dedicated to the industry that you're serving, they always outcompete you on price and on deliverability and everything. So this is not really a side gig. Like that's another thing that separates this model from a lot of models is it's not something you just do on the side. This is a proper career path and something that I've seen, make people millions of dollars over the long haul because not just are you serving businesses, but once you get good at marketing, that process of taking customers or taking strangers from strangers to paying customers, that process, that really is an art. And once you get good at that for other clients, you start to think, how can I do this for myself? How can I, apply these concepts to my business? And then it's just this incredible feedback loop that just compounds out and gets out of control, right? So that's why I love this model. So should you start an agency, if you feel like you lean on the wrong side of some of those things, really consider it. You might be better off with another model like dropshipping or, affiliate marketing or whatever else is, honestly, I don't even know what else is popular on the market right now. I'm so like zoned in on my business. I have no idea what people are like teaching or whatnot. But if you want to start an agency, you have to have these traits. You have to be willing to go all in on it. You need to be humble enough to seek help, but also, almost confident enough to follow through on the process and not question yourself. You have to be good with people, understand how to maintain yourself, maintain your body, your mental state, everything like that, because it can be very taxing. And so, that's some of the things that come to mind when it comes to starting an agency. So should you start an agency, these are just some things you should consider. Hopefully this video has been valuable to you. Feel free to join our free Facebook group, schedule a call, and you can have a conversation regarding the 6-Figure Marketing Consultant course. No pressure to buy. You can just have a free call and see if it's something that might fit you, might not. Schedule down below. Thanks again for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hopefully this brought some clarity to you. My goal in these videos is always to help you come away with something new that moves your journey forward just 1 or 2% faster. And if I can do that for you, I feel like I've done a good job for you. So thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.